We have updates to the Chicago Bears injury report ahead of their game on Sunday. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Plus, Ben Johnson throws some praise towards Caleb Williams. We got all that plus more on today's Chicago Bears Central.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host, Eric Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. And the Chicago Bears released their injury report yesterday, and it's pretty much how you would expect it to look. Jonah Jackson did not play in practice. He's a veteran. He kind of gets some of those veteran days, especially on a short week. Grady Jarrett did not practice as well. Again, same thing, veteran. It's a short week. There's going to be some veteran days in there. DJ Moore with the hip/groin injuries, what they listed it as, did not participate in practice. We knew that was coming. He's day-to-day. We'll see how that progresses over the next couple of days before they make a determination on if he's going to be available on Sunday or not. Cairo Santos did not participate. We got Jake Moody. We all right. No, but there's that. And, of course, no Sewell did not participate. He had a concussion. The only other two players on the injury report are Austin Booker and Travis Homer. They both were full participants in practice. Many people will remember the Bears opened their 3-week window. So they have now 2 more weeks left before they need to get back on the football field with that window opening. And with it being a short week, maybe that's why Austin Booker did not play. We'll see. But he's been a full participant in practice now for, I think, the last 4 practices that we've had. So, that dates back to before the game on Monday night as well. So hopefully that all points to the right direction as far as Austin Booker making his return to the football field for the Chicago Bears. And we'll see. A number of these guys are hugely important. Jonah Jackson's a starter. Most of these guys are starters. Jonah, Grady, DJ Moore, Santos, Austin Booker. Austin Booker's coming off the bench. Noah Sewell has been a starter for the majority of the season, but we know TJ Edwards is back. As far as what it looks like for the Saints, Alvin Kamara did not participate in practice with an ankle injury. Isaac Yiadom also did not participate in practice. Chris Olave was a limited participant. Alante Taylor limited as well. And then John Ridgeway III, the defensive tackle, was a full participant. So we'll see how that shakes out and how that works for the game for the Chicago Bears. But let's move on. Ben Johnson has thrown some praise to Caleb Williams in regards to how he handled his emotions in that game against the Washington Commanders, and he said this. It's something I was conscious of going into the week, and we really didn't talk a whole lot about it. Just said, hey, get your affairs in order if you got people coming to the game, and that's all we have really said. Other than that, he was the same guy throughout the entire week. And, it just continues to just be, reaffirming and development of Caleb Williams this year. And development isn't just about what happens on the football field. It's also about, the process, right? You have to develop the right mentality, the right type of work ethic. That's what you have to develop as well. And that's good. And I think that's really good thing. And Ben Johnson continued to say this. Last night, we're having our last few meetings, and some guys like to go see family or people in the area. And he's there, and we're having a cornerback meeting, and I see him in the chow hall having some snack late at night too. So, he was locked in, and he just was all about trying to find a way to win this game. That's what you want, right? The Bears are not at a place like it'd be different if we were, a team that had some history of winning, with this version of the team and stuff like that, but we don't. So you want everybody locked in and understanding the seriousness of the moment. And I think that showed itself on the football field for this team. I think we saw a team that understood, how they prepared for this game was going to be hugely important to the success rate that you have in this game. And this team was locked in. They played as a team. They toughed out a gritty win. But now, you know what? Let's stop talking so much about that. And let's talk about what we need to do to continue the winning here. And that has to be the next thing. And, Ben Johnson talked about that as well. He talked about how the team has kind of proven that they can pull out late wins when it's needed. And that is a difference under Matt Eberflus for sure. He says this. Yeah, I think it says a lot about our locker room right now. They're not just believing, but now they're starting to understand that, man, if this thing's close in the fourth quarter, then someone's going to step up and make a play for us. And we had a number of guys here this quarter that did that. I think these wins sometimes can go a longer way for your program than blowouts do. So it was good to see. And I've called this win, I've called the last couple of wins, really, that's how you build identity as a team. That's how you build culture as a team. That's how you build chemistry as a team. That's how you build all those things. And I think this team is starting to get to that place of having that identity. You can't say it yet. We're 5 games into a 13-game season. A 17-game season. The first season under a new coaching staff. It's hard to say that you have an identity that's firmly planted and rooted in your team, but we're starting to see the makings of that. And that's what my rant yesterday was about, and talking about like fair weather fans, the fans doing the same things that the national media does. I don't care what the national media does or says about the Chicago Bears. The media is going to change like this. If the Bears finish this season with 9 or 10 wins, watch how differently the Bears are talked about next offseason versus how they were talked about this season, right? It's fair weather. The national media, that's their job. Their job is to farm for clicks. They're just as bad as some content creators at this point in time. But my thing is the people that watch this team day in and day out, the people that call themselves fans of the Chicago Bears, that have been fans for years, the fair weatherness is not what I expect from those people, right? And that's what that rant was about. We are building something, and you can't wait until it's there and then say, oh yeah, we're good because it's here. No, you have to recognize the process and the steps to get there, right? And that's what I say things like, it's not as simple, and I say this all the time, as you draft good players and boom, you win. I wish it was that simple. Look at the number of players that have been on teams that have lost and gone on and been solid contributors to or big time contributors to winning teams. It takes a lot. It's a perfect storm to really build a successful program that has sustained success. You can have flash of the pan success. There's tons of teams that do that, but can you sustain it? Can you do that for years over time? And that's what the Bears are trying to do here. And there have been some big bumps in the road. Matt Eberflus was a bump in the road. Not moving on from him a year earlier when you should have was a bump in the road. And of course, we've had some moves that absolutely have not worked out for the Chicago Bears that I can't even call bumps in the road. They were misguided moves that Ryan Poles made that did not work out. But you can't wait until the Bears are winning football team and then say, oh my God, yes, that means every draft pick that we made was right. No, it's not that simple, right? And that's how I'm a small community, think about this team. But it does feel like we finally have not only the right coaching staff, we have the right players here that fit that coaching staff and what they want to do. We're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. We still got a long way to go. The running game, the run defense is way too in the trash for us to say that we're really there yet. But you can't ignore that process that's being done here. We're starting to make the right moves and moving to that right direction of getting the team and the identity and all those things that we need there. We're at the start of that. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm happy with the fact that we are progressing. That's what this is about. You want to always be progressing, and we are progressing. We've made some considerable progressions, and I think that's highlighted by where the Bears rank, when you look at around the league. So let's just talk about it, right? So coming now into week 7, the Chicago Bears are, as far as points per game, ranked 10th in the NFL. 10th. 25.2 points per game is what the Chicago Bears are averaging. That's 10th. Our passing offense ranks 11th in the NFL at 227.8 yards per game. That's 11th in the league. That's really solid, right? I would love to be top 10, and I think that we have, as we continue working in, Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet and things like that. And if we can get I know it sounds crazy, but if we can get a more consistent run game, I do think our passing game is going to take off a lot, right? And then our rushing offense, for what it's worth, the rushing offense is 18th now in the NFL, averaging 110 yards per game. Now, here's what I've said. I think it's unrealistic to think that we get a top 10, 12 rushing attack. But I say this, you can get towards the middle of the pack. If the Bears can get 15th, 16th, maybe even 17th, I think that that's enough of a rushing attack with how good that we've been passing the ball, that would be solid enough to balance out that offense enough. And we're 14th in total offense, 338 yards per game. That's 13th in total offense. Our third down conversion rate, 43%, which is good enough for 7th in the NFL. And like I said, that's a big thing when you look at the fact the Bears coming into last week's game and having looked at how the averages changed since then, but coming in to week 6, we on average on third down, we're 8.2 yards, almost 8.5 yards on third down we need, and we still have a top 10 as far as conversion rate on the third down conversions. Red zone scoring, we're 18th in the NFL, over 57% as far as when we score when we get in the red zone. Sacks allowed. We're second in the NFL in sacks allowed at 10th. When you look at where the Bears were last year, that's huge for this team, right? We're doing a much better job at protecting the quarterback, and that's really good. We got to keep that going. And then turnovers, we're tied for 7th, 4. So the Bears are taking the offense has progressed, and part of that is because of the person that a segment of Bears fans don't want to admit is because of the quarterback playing Caleb Williams. Now, when you look at Caleb's misses, we start getting even half of those underway. We're probably looking at a top 8 defense. So, we still have things that we need to progress on. And recognizing that things have improved is not a statement of saying things are finished, are done developing. It's not saying that. But things have absolutely improved. Caleb has improved. This offense has improved. And that's with missing a running attack. Actually, what we have done with the lack of consistent rushing attack is really freaking special. And so those things are going in the right direction for the Chicago Bears as well. So the offense is looking pretty damn good. We're in a solid spot. Now it's, of course, about refinement. And part of that refinement has to be finding a way to consistently move the ball on the ground. If we can do that, I think that's where things are really going to open up more consistently for this Bears team. Let's flip that and look at where the defense ranks, right? The Bears rank 27th in points allowed at 28.2. There you go there. Our passing offense actually ranks 15th in the league at 213. As far as rushing defense, we have the second worst rushing defense in the league at 156.4. We got to improve on that. I think we saw some signs of that against the Commanders, which are a potent running attack, right? And we have more rushing yards than them. We have more average yards per carry than them. So the bringing back Kyler Gordon and TJ Edwards is going to help a lot with that. And Kyler Gordon didn't even look like nearly the best version of himself on Monday. So we got a lot that we can prove in that. Total defense, though, we rank 27th in the NFL. Third down conversions, we are only allowing a third down conversion rate of 30.6%. That's third best in the NFL. The Bears, and that's what I go back and say, we do give up some big plays. But when it matters the most, the Bears have been pretty damn good at getting stops when it matters the most. And that's why you see the Bears able to capture that momentum late. Ben Johnson talked about the identity of this team and showing that they can win games with late rallies. The defense is absolutely part of that because the defense is getting stops when they need to. So I want to acknowledge that. Red zone defense, we're currently 24th in the NFL. We allow 66.67% on that. Tighten that up a little bit. Sacks, we're 27th in the league in sacks, only 8 on the season, but we're second in the league in takeaways. The takeaways have been an identifying factor of this team, and takeaways can easily be looked at as luck. Shout out to Aikman. Fuck Aikman. But it can easily be looked at as luck, right? But when you do it as consistently as what the Bears have done it with, that to me is coaching. That to me is tenacity from this team. That's what this defense is showing, and this defense does pride itself on takeaways. Kyler Gordon, before making a return last week, said, hey, I want to go out there and get me one, right? I want to go out there and force some takeaways against this team. And so, I think that's part of the Bears' identity. That's what we're forging here, and that's what we have been working on building, is getting to that place of getting those takeaways. So that's something that the Bears are really the offense and defense have been solid, right? And you see where the strengths are, and I think that's the most important thing. This team has strengths, and they have strengths that are actually impacting winning, and we're doing them consistently. And I think that's the part of all of this to take away, if you're not taking anything else away, is that, and that's why I say we are progressing. We are progressing. We got some big things: getting to the quarterback, getting consistent pressure, stopping the run, the run attack, right? Those are things that we have to improve on for sure, but we have made some progression in just being a team that does the right things more consistently and have a standard of how we want to play. I think that's something that you absolutely have to look at as well. So that's just my thought process on that one. Now, with that said as well, we like to talk about everything. And one of the questions that I posed on yesterday's episode was, is Ryan Poles going to make a major move? We got 3 more games before the trade deadline. And over those 3 games, I hope that Ryan Poles is evaluating the risk tolerance of the level of pick that you want to give up, right? You give up picks, you want to make sure that you're getting something back that is going to propel your team. And how far do you think a move can realistically propel your team going forward, right? And that's what you have to look at. I think when you with the Bears as well, one of the things that people have talked about with this team is just improving not only our run defense but everything else. And Jeremy Fowler of ESPN talked about this And as far as the Titans and Jeffrey Simmons, and that's something that has been talked about a lot, right? He said this: I was told the Titans don't want to trade Jeffrey Simmons, and I would be very surprised if they moved on from him. 3 guys I'm monitoring: Arden Key, Roger McCreary, and Chig Anakwu. And I know I didn't pronounce that right? So we already knew that if the Bears were going to try to pry Jeffrey Simmons away from the Tennessee Titans, it was going to take a major move. That's not something you get without giving up probably multiple picks, right? And hopefully you can spread that out over years, right? Now, Bradley Locker of Pro Football Focus does have the Bears as one of the potential team fits for a trade this offseason, saying this: even at 39, Campbell has still been an above-average player for the Cardinals this season. He's on track for 5th straight year of 71-plus overall PFF grade and has been a well-rounded addition for Arizona's new-look defense. Campbell has generated 11 pressures while also producing 70 PFF run grade defense. Now, Campbell is 39 years old, right? And it's good that he has. Calais Campbell is a player that has been productive. And the fact that Pro Football Focus is listing the Bears as a team that could be interested in him, does that mean that there's a failure? Keep in mind, he plays defensive tackle. Does that mean that the Grady Jarrett acquisition was a failure? There are a lot of Bears fans that would agree with that if that's what they're saying here. But trading for a 39-year-old player, is that really what you want to do, right? And here's the thing. I'm all for the Bears. And again, the reason I use the word risk tolerance, most people will know my background is in finance. That's where I made my money for most of my life, right? And Campbell is a guy, he's a 7-time Pro Bowler. This is a guy that can come in and he can definitely help the Chicago Bears. There's no doubt about that. And it's probably a guy that you're not giving up a whole lot for. Is that the level of acquisition? Now, there's going to be a lot of Bears fans that don't like that because they want to see the splash move. And I agree with that, right? I understand where you're coming from. But I think, like, when you look at Jeffrey Simmons being mentioned and the fact that, the Bears aren't going to get him easily, but that's the aggression level that I want to see from the Bears. Take advantage of a team that's crumbling. And the Titans, make no mistake about it, are crumbling. And can the Bears take advantage of that? That's the question that you have to ask here. And we shall see, right? We shall see if they do. And it's not going to be easy to get those guys, but I wouldn't be mad if the Bears find a way. With that said, let's get into one voicemail we got today. This one is from K2.
Yo. What's going on, fellas? Man, on this Good Victory Monday. Yes, sir. Hey, bro. Like, I just thought about, man, I've never congratulated y'all on 20K. Man, y'all almost at 21 right now, man. I just want to congratulate y'all, man, for just having a podcast that y'all do have, bro, because, like, I literally cannot watch football without watching y'all YouTube live at the same time. It's how I watch the Bears games now, bro. It drives my wife crazy, man, but it's what we do now. But anyways, man, I really appreciate y'all, man, and, like, there's just a couple things I wanna key on in, man. One, our coaching staff. Bro, we finally got us a coaching staff, and we've been new there, but after last night, bro, for sure, we got us a coaching staff. I think it's safe to say that the Bears from this point on will go on a run, especially considering how the schedule is playing out now with Baltimore falling. The Eagles ain't looking too hot. Everybody looking beatable right now, bro, is my point. Everybody looking beatable, man. And, like, we just look like the team that's, like, gritty, grinding it out, finding ways to win. And, like, that's what good teams do. I really hope they stack some more W's in the next few weeks, man, so we can go on a good winning streak, bro, because Lord knows we need it, man. But I want to congratulate Montez Sweat. I want to congratulate Swift. And I want to congratulate Caleb Williams, man. Like, them guys put the team on their back yesterday, man. And, like, I really like what they did with Kyle Monunga. I know they went away from him for a little bit, man. I think it's safe also to say Roschon Johnson will get carries. I just believe, because we all know he got the ability to do everything. But I believe that Ben Johnson is just playing it safe with him because he's just injury prone, bro. He's a crash dummy. Like, he go 100 miles per hour every single time, bro. So you got to kind of work him back in, man. So getting that one carry, bro, I think is just the start of things to come for Roschon Johnson, bro. And then eventually you'll see our running game with 3 strong running backs and running Caleb Williams at the same time. We're going to be dangerous. And, man, listen, bro, I just want to thank Jake Moody. I don't know how he became a part of this. I don't know who called him, who put him on our squad. But he came through for us last night, man, and I really appreciate him, bro. Like, damn, y'all, I feel good, man. 3-game winning streak, man. We all needed this, bro. Like, for real. Shout out to C-Dub for never giving up, man. You my nigga, C-Dub. Just like Bobby said, they had to put it on wax, and they did, man. I'm so proud of my team right now, man. I just want to know what you think about the overall performance, bro, and really what you think about Montez Sweat, man. That's all I got for now, man. Y'all have a good day, man. Most importantly, enjoy y'all weekend, man. Chicago up and bear down.
Great voicemail, bro, as you always do. I love hearing when K2 is excited, man. But I'll say this. Thank you. We work our ass off on this channel. And while you guys may see my face more than Bobby and C-Dub because I handle the daily episodes, make no mistake about it. Bobby and C-Dub are working their ass off here. And I am blessed to be able to work with those two fellas. Like, they came, we didn't really know each other when we started Chicago Bears Central. We had done a couple of episodes on the Bulls channels together, but we didn't. I get to work with those brothers every single day, and that's a blessing. And those literally are my brothers now. Those are people that outside, we can stop this podcast right now, and I will always rock with Bobby and C-Dub, right? So thank you for that. Thank you for the acknowledgement. We're going to keep working, and we're going to keep trying to make this channel better. Now, as far as the coaching staff, I definitely think we have a coaching staff that you can have some faith in. It hasn't been perfect, but I think to be only 5 games in to a revamped coaching staff and a revamped direction, we've already seen the tone of this team quite considerably change. And that's because of coaching. That's because of the example and what the tone that this coaching staff is setting. And you got that. And so we'll see. Now, as far as Roschon, I hope you're right. I hope that Roschon can be a consistent part because making a new contract decision on Roschon is coming up. And if he's not consistently in the game plan, I don't think the Bears are going to keep him regardless. And that's not a knock me saying what his skill level is or not. I think the Bears have kind of already spoken on that. Now, can he change their mind if he's used more and how he finishes the season? Sure, he can make that decision a little bit more difficult, but between the concussions and things, I think we kind of know the writing's on the wall for Roschon. Jake Moody was a godsend. You're absolutely right. Him coming in for Cairo and playing the way that he has been great. As far as Montez made the thing that Montez did on Monday is that he made an impact without having the sack number. If Montez Sweat is not going to get sacks, if he's not going to be the double-digit sack guy, that's fine. But we have to feel the impact that you make. And that's what Montez did a good job at doing Monday. And so that's what Montez needs to be focused. Just make an impact. The numbers will be the numbers. Make an impact. And if you make an impact and that stands out, that's better than I won't say better than numbers, but that's all that he has to do is just make that consistent impact. And let's see if he does that. But that's my time for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following us at Chi Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related, but that is thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.